Briefing Show. I'm your host, Markus Gabel, and with my moderator in the back, Katie. Thanks for opening session and welcome to a new trading week as well. So I hope you're doing good and you had a great and lovely weekend and you're looking forward to trade with me this week again and to be successful in this week. But you know, the most important thing is to stick to the rules and to follow the plan. As you can see here in my back, stick to the rules always. And like Jedi Master Yoda says, yeah, stick to the rules you have. So let's go. And first of all, yeah, let me remind that we stream this Zoom session live on YouTube as well. So if you watch it right now live on YouTube, or maybe you watch it later this show because you missed a part of it, then on your right corner exactly there is a button and you can subscribe it and you will never miss an episode. Also, we would appreciate it a lot if you give us a like, thumb up, or if you want to ask something, or if you want to leave something, a comment, so you will find a commentary field below of that YouTube video, so you can ask us whatever you want, and of course, yeah, whatever is in your mind. And by the way, I want to remind you to follow Admirals on Instagram. So they ask something really interesting questions there with lovely information and really interesting pics. So it's a cool thing to follow. If you have an Instagram account, then you can follow Admirals as well. Okay, let's share my screen and start with the most important things. So give me just the chat. Yeah, wonderful, good morning. So Arne, wonderful, good morning. Alexander, I wish you the same. Plamen, good morning to Bulgaria. Tina, wonderful, good morning as well. And on YouTube, I can see Temba, good morning. Don, TN, good morning. Okay, so just please only in English in this show. This is not a German show. Also on YouTube, please just only in German, in English, please. About the point of control for a Gina trader, it's volume. It's the volume add-on you can order direct on the homepage of Admiral, not Admiral, a Gina trader. So what do we expect this week? First of all, I want to invite you to two very important webinars. My congenius partners will hold this week. Paul is making the start on Wednesday with a very, very important topic. Does the euro have a future? That's interesting. So to be honest, no. That's my private opinion. And on Friday, I guess Jens is talking about understanding the order book in trading. So very, very interesting topics. And you can click on this button and you can join that session. Good morning, Albert. Okay, so what do we have for upcoming events this week? So you see it started Tuesday. So today, not really important thing, but the most important thing we expect on Thursday. So you see that's just only flash PMIs, just for day traders, interesting. But on Thursday, sorry, we expect the UK interest rate decision. Yeah, the market doesn't expect any changings, but you know, sometimes we have some surprising in the press conference. So put it in your watch list and on your calendar, please, on your schedule, that on Thursday, German time, by the way, it's 1 p.m. we expect the minutes of the Bank of England. So, and how should I say, I prepared a special topic for you today about the most well-known, experienced Forex trader. But first of all, let's go through what is important for us. And you know, this should be burned in your minds. Success is not a fantasy, it is a formula. And you know, if we trade out of the correction in direction of the trend, we have a hit quote of almost 72%. Oh, I saw a couple of weeks ago a new paper from a new student from the University of Aachen, and they figured out, and that was a female student, and she figured out the newest investigations. We have a hit quote of almost 86%. So, and if you be aware of the stability of a trend, I guess you understand why we have over 80% of hit quote if we trade just only the move from correction into the direction of the trend. We are speculating on a trend continuation. And therefore, it is so important that you stick to the rules. This is what you can read in my bag on my desk. Valid trend is needed. That's the first one. Then it should be a young trend, and we should trade out of correction. Rule number 2 and 3 have the relation to buy cheap and sell expensive. Or if you want to go short, sell expensive and buy back cheap. And rule number 4, we are not responsible that the price will turn. Therefore, we need a kind of visible sign that we can see that the price is turning in the correction zone. And therefore, you can use normal Japanese candles. Then you should have a look for, or you should look for reversal bar or a couple of patterns, candlestick patterns, or you make it easy as possible, and you use Heikin Ashi, because we are trend traders, and there in Heikin Ashi we only have 2 candles, trend continuation and the balance candle. So, and if you see such a balance candle, it's highly possible that the trend turns in that period, and then the price will follow the trend. So, and just have a look, we have a diversification of trading, which means we trade in daily chart, the indices. We trade weekly chart in the exotic pairs and commodities. And then we trade in hourly chart, the majors and minors, and in 4-hourly chart the same. And we trade day trading in DAX, so in 5 minutes. So, and as you can see here in the picture, this is the current trade in DAX in 5 minutes. So, and here we go. If MetaTrader is working finally. So now, give it a little bit. It's a time delay here on MetaTrader. So I have to check it where we are. Okay. So therefore, actually, now you see we have a new trend. We have a new trend, and the main trend is still facing downwards. But look at this one. This is awesome, right? And maybe you ask, why didn't you trade that trend? Yeah, I can tell you. It was last Friday, and we have Friday futures expiry day, and this is a kind of exceptional days. And in such days, I don't trade because the movements are not really predictable. But finally, at the end, you can see it was a trend. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trend arms. Yeah. And this should convince you to believe about trend and price, by the way. So, and now we have a great chance to go back to the point of control, actually in 5 minutes in DAX, which is placed at 15,719 euro by one future contract, not points, guys, not points. That's euro by one future contract, which means actually the first glance on this chart means we are really cheap. And if you confirm it with the hourly chart, so you can see 2 things. First, we are deep in the move, which means a correction is a logical consequence. And look, we came out of the green zone, and we are back to track to the point of control. You see, selling expensive, buying back cheap, normal price behavior, guys. Okay, so therefore I guess today and maybe tomorrow it could be a kind of correction day about the big move on Friday. So actually in 5-minute chart we are waiting for the correction, then a balance candle, and then we want to trade at least 1 or 2 trend arms. So if you're a day trader, but only if you can afford it. If you have to work through the rest of the day, day trading is not your part. Why? You know, it's a law of probability, which means you may not miss a signal. If you miss too many signals, one is not the problem. But if you miss too many signals, your result is built on coincidence. And this is not what we are doing here. We follow any laws of trading, and one law of this is the probability, which means we cannot miss too many signals or even no signal. Yeah. So otherwise, it's just an accident what you get for a result. Okay. So do you have a link to this new paper? It could be interesting to read it. Yeah, I have to figure it out, and maybe I make a note. Just make a note. I make a note, and I maybe have tomorrow the link. Okay. So could you please take a look at NOK pairs Brent oil as well in correlation? Yeah, if I have time, I will have. Maybe latest tomorrow. Okay, so what do I have on my list for this week? So as you can see, there are a couple of trades I have on my list. So this is Euro Polish Zloty for weekly chart, guys. So where we are, so we got a loss last week because we were trading on the lower side on the back to the point of control, but actually last week you had a changing of the color, and this is Heiken Ashi setup. If you have a changing of the color, then you have to trade in that direction, which means it's a weekly chart. And if you have a changing of the color, which means all trades underneath were moving and were turning in the other direction. So therefore we can speculate on a trend continuation in weekly chart. Therefore I set my pending order a bit up to the black candle from last week, and I set my stop loss below. So if you want to follow, you can do it. Yeah, and we trail the stop bar by bar, which means week by week. Okay, so on my watch list for this week. So by the way, about the rate decision from the Fed last week, by the way, they didn't change anything, but they announced that they will have hikes, increasing rates in the year 2023. So in the last press conference, they announced to 2024. Now they pulled it earlier to 2023 with 2, and maybe in 2023 and 2022, the first one, which means they strengthened the dollar. And as a consequence, we had a lot of moves last week in the dollar price. And of course, the markets were reacting as well, but in the short direction. Therefore, kind of Japanese pairs were reacting as well. So on my watch list for the rest of this week is Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So we have 1, 2, 3 corrections. Now we are deep in the move, and we have to wait. If you see the next correction, at least 38%, then a balance candle, and then you see the point of control is quite far away. It's down 80.27, which means we have to go 800 pips, and we shouldn't miss that signal for your watch list if you want. British pound, Swiss franc. So you see we have a downtrend, and we were in the second correction, and the point of control is quite far away, 118, which means we have almost 800 pips to go as well. So, but now we have a bit of down move, and here we have a kind of correction zones. And you see there is an underneath facing upward trend. It's this kind of secondary trend. So is this one. Actually, this is the secondary trend, which is working against the main trend and against the point of control. So to be honest, I don't care about it. So actually, if I can see that anything will happen here, that the price will go down, because I have to be aware there's a volume zone there, okay? And we have to wait how the price will react exactly there. Is the price, or will the price make a breakthrough to the lower side and then a retest? Then we are in. Yeah. So this is why this is on my watch list. This is British pound, Swiss franc. British pound, US dollar. It's it's kind of same picture like in Canadian, Japanese yen. So we have a trend. We were deep in the correction. We jumped lower than the point of high. So we are waiting for the next correction. Also, point of control is far away, down at 129.37. Yeah, we have a volume zone here at 136.74. But if the price will maybe test this zone at 139.004, then maybe with rules 38, you know, and then we can trade to the lower side. So on my watch list, British pound, US dollar. So next one for this week, and this is one of the closer trades. This is Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. So actually we are exactly at the point of control. I know that. So here we go. That's the point of control. And now we have the third trend arm. And actually I'm waiting for the next balance candle. This will not happen with the next changing, but with the overnext changing this afternoon. So it's not a need to check this chart at 11 German time, but when MetaTrader changed the color, no, not the color, the candle. So, but earliest in the afternoon at 3. Then we will have a balance candle. If then we trade to the upper side. And first target is, you know, 70% hit quote, the 0.2. And then we trail the stop into profit and then let the market run and let the market decide how much money we will get with the rest. Okay. So, and then US dollar, Swiss franc. Also, this is a trend, by the way, and it's quite far in the move. So let me draw it for you. So this is the trend. And about this announcement from the Fed last week, we saw this big increasing move. And now it could be interesting if the price will go back to the point of control. And then we will have a great chance to trade this because it's interesting by that way. Look, the daily chart is deep in the green zone, which means we have a great chance to trade. If you trade in daily chart, by the way, then the point of control is far away, 0.9930, which means that's a long distance to go. Therefore, we should not miss the entry in 4-hourly chart. And you know, day trade, the daily chart gives us a kind of direction, not for the entry. It's not the rules to mix the time frame, but for our trade management, we know, okay, there's a long distance. And you know, the higher the time frame, the higher the value of that. Yeah, the higher the time frame, the higher the capital, the higher the money which is involved there. Okay, but don't mix it for an entry. Yeah, law of probability says one time frame, one entry. Don't mix it. Yeah, it's not helpful. It's not helpful. Isn't this the 5th correction already? I don't know which market you're talking about, Robert. Please type in the chat box which market. Ah, Australian. No, it's the third one. 1, 2, 3. In my point, maybe you count this one. This is two less, and maybe if you do that, then it's the fourth one. Yeah, but we are circling around the point of control, so it doesn't matter. It's the third or the fourth one. You're at the fair price, so we can try it, but not the fifth one, of course not. So this is a bit too small there. Just my perception. If you say this is for you as the fifth one, then let it go. Okay. So what's about our running trades? Just have a look at the 5-minute chart of DAX. Yeah, that's not the correction right now. So let it go. Yeah, we will have our chance. And we need clear pictures. Doesn't matter if 5-minute or hourly chart or whatever it is. Okay. So Australian dollar, Swiss franc. There is nothing to do, as you can see. It's an old trend, and as I mentioned, we will struggle at this blue rectangle here, but finally the price will go back to the point of control because that's a guarantee. It's a normal price. There's only one possible exception when the price will remain at another place and another stage, and the market decides to move the point of control to this new place. Then the market is a kind of shouting to you, so listen to me, this is my new fair price. And then you can see, okay, this is volume there, because prices are based on volume, not on news or indicators or oscillators or trend lines or whatever you see. Batman formation, whatever, that's a stupid thing. This is just only based on value, on volume, volume, and volume is value, by the way. So Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Yes, we opened the trade again because we had one loss, but it's a re-entry, and that's the duty. Why is it? Yeah, the trend is still valid, and it's still a young trend. And we have to go back to the point of control. Now we had a balance candle, a couple of balance candles there. So as a consequence, we opened the trade again. The soft stop is placed above this current 0.3 with a question mark, by the way. And my hard stop, where I calculated my money, I am investing in this trading idea, is above the last 0.3. Okay. So here, actually, we are a little bit in profit, and you can see I will sell half of my position at the 0.2, exactly there, and then I'm safe. Open the trade. Yeah, great, fine, cool, very cool. So here we go. This is Euro Australian dollar, and we are on track to reach the first target. As I said, this is the hit quote when the price goes up the 0.2 or over the 0.2. If you see a trend break, there must not be a close that the hit quote is valid. It's just that the price is going up. Sometimes we have a close, sometimes we don't, but the price is going above or below the last 0.2, which means that's a hit. So therefore, it's a good idea to set your first pending order there and then trail the soft stop, not the hard stop, by the way. The soft stop, mental stop, smart trading into the profit and let the market run because it's a free ride. Worst thing, you get a zero gain. Yeah, but trend continuation, is always more likely than a trend break. And the price is quite fair here because the point of control is down there where we had our entry 157.48, and it's a fair price, which is normal price, which means we have a lot of space to go up. Oh, and down, by the way, as well. Okay, so next one is Euro Canadian dollar. Oh, we are close to reach the first target. Why is my target there? Yeah, again, guys. Let me show you this. That's the hit quote. Yeah, out of correction, above the last 0.2, out of the correction above the last 0.2, or if you trade short, it's in the vice versa, the other side. So 70% or maybe 80%, but it doesn't mean that we will have a close. That's not a guarantee. It's enough if the price is going up above or below the last high, which means the last 0.2. Sometimes we will have a close, then it's a proper trend continuation. If not, yeah, then we have to wait. But it's enough to have a price above or below the last 0.2. So therefore, I set my target order, first target at the 0.2, a bit up. So then I'm safe. And then I trail my soft stop into the profit. To take half of position, it is possible to sell with the stop sell order or only manually with market order. The problem is MetaTrader is working with a hedge version, unless you have an account which is non-hedged. If you put an order sell, then it opens a new trade. So first option, you go out by manually, sell half the position, execution, or you use MetaTrader 5 with this mini terminal, and then you can set a horizontal line, and then you can connect it with selling half the position. That's a really cool thing in MetaTrader. So Euro Swiss franc, actually, we have a trend break, by the way. As you can see, that's a trend break of this old downtrend. But this is what I was expecting. But there is no changing in the direction because point of control is still down at 1.0768. So there is nothing to do. Let it go. I have my pending order, my soft stopper higher because let's see how the price is reacting there. Euro New Zealand dollar, we sold half the position. Now we are back in the correction, nothing to do. New Zealand Swiss franc, I have a pending order at the last 0.2 here. Now the price is going up a bit, but my soft stop is already in profit, nothing to do for me. Man, this is one of our best trades ever, I would say. So we sold off the position and we participate of the rate decision yesterday of this announcement. And you see dollar is really, really strong. So if you are not in, then you have to wait for the next correction. Okay, because it's a young trend and you can wait for the next correction based on the rules. And then you can try it again because point of control is far away at 131.82. British pound Canadian dollar, it's going up, that's fine. So, and my target, or first target is 50% at the point of control. And this is actually our one and only trade in hourly chart. This is British pound New Zealand dollar. And we have a close, we saw a close below my point, my soft stop, which means now I trail my hard stop below, let a little bit space, because we saw a trend break, which means I trail my hard stop and to let the market decide. I don't know what happened next. Maybe the price is jumping up, I'm still in. But if the price is going down, then I'm out, and I be really, really grateful for that. The market give the money for me. So all the other trades, US dollar, Czech krone, I guess we'll lose that. Crude oil is working for us. That's really cool. US dollar Romanian leu, that's really fine. And US dollar Polish zloty, we reached already the first target. So we are safe in that trade too. So DAX has the cash market opening right now. It's 9 o'clock. And nothing happens. There is not really a correction. Wait for it. If the price will go down, then wait for the entry correction, 38%, and then the rules. So let me just about this only one, Arne, this is for you. Just oil, I showed you already, I'm long in oil, but I can US dollar, I'm not sure if we have this. So let's have a look at the, no. I want a short window. So let's have a look at US dollar Norwegian krone. But I guess this is, I do it in weekly chart. So this is US dollar Norwegian krone. It's not on my watch list because we are circling around the point of control in weekly chart and the big chances are over. So the trend is facing downwards. Actually, a trend break will happen at 9:58 roundabout, which means roundabout here. There we can see a trend break, but now we are on a downtrend in the correction, but exactly at the point of control. So, and this is for all Norwegian krone pairs. So therefore I don't have it on my watch list. If there will be a chance, then it's on my watch list. Otherwise it's not. About the Forex market, I want to tell you something about really interesting if you trade in Forex market. So maybe it looks like really easy to trade in Forex market. And by the way, it is basically easy. It's 24 hours open, 5 days a week. You can trade with small sizes with $50, even $10. If you trade with micro lots, you can trade with $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is, and you can trade around the clock. But maybe if you are now following the trades and if you trade for a long time or for a couple of time, then you will realize it's not that easy. Basically, it is easy, but we have to make the difference between simple and easy. It is simple to trade the Forex market, but it's not easy. Because easy means you have to stick to the rules and follow the plan. And this is never easy because it's a human behavior, a human challenge you have to cope with. So, and most inexperienced traders or unexperienced traders never think about who is involved in Forex market. Who are your team, not your enemies. There are no enemies in trading. It's just one market and all traders around the world are working in that. There are no enemies there. Just it's your team you play with. So who is involved in that market? Companies, brokers, admirals as well, central banks. There is the word bank in it, and every bank has the target to make money. Think it through. And we have private traders with really huge accounts. Then we have commercial banks. We have big firms. I'll give an example. Here close to me, we have BMW. So we have two big firms there, Munich and quite here close to me. So why they are involved in the Forex markets? That's car builders. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, they have to buy steel or silver. They have to buy that kind of commodities, which means they have to buy it not only in Germany, maybe they have to buy that Rio Tinto in Brazil. So they have to pay in Brazil real or maybe in dollar. So this guy who makes who is buying all that stuff, this guy has to think about the price. maybe this guy has to make hatching about high prices in the commodities like steel or something else. So this guy never saw a chart, and this guy is not interesting about the chart or trend lines or indicators. This guy knows or just the price, and he has to hedge himself in the market. So this guy is on the other side in the book map. So you draw a trend line and you see an indicator, and the guy on the other side is working in BMW, because he has to hedging about the high price in commodities. So this guy is working in the Forex market as well. And this is on the other side. And you really think you are important while you draw a trend line in the market? Really? Think it through, guys. This is stupid thinking. Smart thinking means, oh, who I am in this market. Nah, I'm not existing in that market. Yeah. So, and unfortunately, there is no place for school for beginners. There's no kindergarten or preschool or whatever kind of university, and you can go further. No, just only one market. It doesn't matter if you have a small account or if you have a huge account. So, and we have over $6 trillion being traded every day. 6 trillion, or in German, $billion, real billion, not the American billions, $1 trillion every day. And millions of traders, literally millions of traders, are working in that Forex market in different time zones, in different countries. So it is wrong to think the huge traders would eat the small ones, or the faster traders would bite the small traders. No, it's not. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a chance to become successful in this Forex market, because you cannot have a huge account immediately, and you cannot have a high frequency computer in your office. It is not possible. But the next one is, that's the truth, that experienced traders take the money from inexperienced traders. And in this sentence, you have the really good news. Why is it? Yeah, you can count and you can collect experience in trading. And then sometimes you can have the same stage at the huge traders. Doesn't matter which account you will have. It's based on experience, the possibility to become successful in trading. So just a couple of names that you ever heard in maybe you have ever heard in your trading career: George Soros, Stanley Druckenmiller, Bill Lipschutz, Andrew Krieger, Paul Tudor Jones, and Michael Markus. That's not me. Michael Markus. That's really huge traders in that Forex market. All of those guys are still alive. Even George Soros, maybe he's an old guy, but all of those guys are still alive. Yeah, and Danny, you're right, but the disciplined traders will eat the undisciplined traders. That's of course, but discipline comes from experience. Yeah. So, and this week, I will tell you a little bit about George Soros and his tenets he used for trading, and how he becomes successful in trading. And this is a kind of topic for this week. And maybe it's a good idea if you follow this show for the rest of the week. Every morning, 8:30, Monday to Friday, we're talking about such stuff you can learn and you can use for trading. And we have a lot of things to talk about. Yeah. So, and maybe if you missed it, then on YouTube, you can see it again right now, and a little bit later as well. Okay, guys, I wish you a wonderful day and a lovely day. I say thank you for your attention, and thanks for Katie to supporting me this morning. and I wish you a lot of success today. Most important, guys, stick to the rules all the time. Okay, I missed the poll today, but we can do it tomorrow. it's not a need, but we can do it tomorrow. Time is over. Guys, have courage and be kind, and may the force of the rules be with you. See you tomorrow.